Hey everybody, welcome to another Good e-reader review video. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Today we have the Google Nexus 7, and this is the latest generation model.
This one is the 32 gigabyte version. When the Nexus 7 first came out, it was an 8 or 16. The back was pure white or light silver. This one has a perforated kind of leather-esque look to it. So a lot has changed in the last couple months with Nexus 7, but this is the higher capacity version. So
speaking of higher capacity, really in a 7-inch arena, it's really hard to do battle against the Nexus 7. It's brimming with specs. 1280 by 800 is the resolution. You have a NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad-core 1.3 gigahertz processor in conjunction with 1 gig of RAM. As Peter mentioned, we do have 32 gigs of internal storage. Battery life around 9.5 hours, but like always, it depends on what you're doing.
Right.
As well as a charge time of 4 hours, so it should boot up pretty quickly. And you actually noticed something about the charging on here.
Yeah, a lot of tablets now, for example, the Kindle Fire 7 HD, when you plug it in, sometimes because it's such a higher capacity and faster tablet that you can't charge in full when it's plugged in as you're using it. This one we found even with the micro USB port, we plugged it in, started to download stuff, and it was charging while we were using it, while it was on, while we were playing games, which is great for not having an actual DC wall charger on it.
Alright, so let's take a look at some of the specs here.
We have a front-facing camera with light sensor. We have microphone on the side. We also have a microphone up top, so no matter which way you're holding it, you will have full microphone capabilities. On the bottom we have a micro USB port, 3.5mm headphone jack, volume up, volume down, and a power standby button. I really wish this had, I wish it had dual speakers. It just kind of has the one at the bottom, and I really wish this had an HDMI out. That would have made this thing a complete king, but unfortunately it does not have those features. But like we said, 32 gigabytes, different backing as the old gen, and nice embossed Nexus logo.
Well, looking at this, I have a feeling that this is a stereo speaker, but I think that what they did is just extend it so more audio could come out of it, which is kind of very unique because most speakers, especially stereo speakers, are not this long. And I think it's a kind of a cool design function. I do like the perforated back here. I think all in all, it's a very lightweight tablet. And you know, versus the competition, we're going to see in future videos how this stacks up against the Kindle Fire 7 HD, the Barnes & Noble Nook HD, as well as the iPad mini. So next, we're going to take a look at the software aspects of this device. As you can see, this is the main UI for the Google Nexus 7. It's running Android 4.2.2, otherwise known as Jellybean. One of the real benefits about this tablet is the fact that it does not have a skin or UI or bloatware. This is about as vanilla as you can get for the Android experience, which really is a huge benefit if you're a fan of firmware updates, because there's really nothing hindering Google from just pushing out whatever new version of Android is on the market. They don't have to contend with custom interfaces like Samsung and Acer tablets, how they have like a lot of custom stuff, HTC with their Sense. Right. And so one of the huge things about Jellybean is Google Now. And this is something that most people don't have any experience with, but we're going to show you a little bit about this.
So you can see a lot of these cards showed up, and because we are in Vancouver near these particular streets, it's giving me things like the weather, bus schedule, what time all the buses are going to reach my exact corner of my house, and places to eat, stuff like that. You can also click the microphone here, and you can say things like bestbuy.com. And it'll do a Google search, and it'll show you everything that Best Buy has and all the searches. So really useful. A lot of the time it does pick up what you're reading, saying I should say. But yeah, it's not too bad. So really useful.
Yeah, I mean, Google Now is tremendous, and this is like one of the huge benefits of Jellybean. It's just unfortunate that most tablets these days do not have it. You know, they have the older versions of Android. So this is one of the huge benefits of the Nexus 7, is that it has cool features like this that most other Android tablets don't. You may have Jellybean in or higher versions of Android in other tablets, but they're skin like the Kindle Fire or
Right.
the Barnes & Noble Nook. You'll never have cool features like this baked into it. So this is basically what you can expect here with Google Now. And let's just take a look at the main interface. If you're unfamiliar with Android, it's just basically, here's our list of installed apps. You can see these are our favorite apps, more or less. And it comes with Google Play. So if you want to get apps, it's one click. It's very easy. Once you have a Google account, you can download from up to 700,000 apps. There's over, I think, 5 million eBooks that Google has right now, and that's up for 4 million in 2012. And you can get magazines now and a whole lot more. So Google Play is one of the best app stores out there. So you can see it loads up very quick. It's fairly easy to find, you know, content when you want to find it. And of course, being a Google branded tablet, it's certified with Google.
Of course.
Yeah, that'd be funny if it wasn't. Okay, so this is basically Google Play. Let's take a look about how this performs as an e-reader. All the time we get asked, how does this compare against the Kindle? How does this compare against the Nook? How does this compare against this, that, and the other thing? Well, being a 7-inch device, we're going to show you. This is, you know, more or less how the Kindle app works in regards to text. Most modern day tablets that are running dual core or more particularly quad core, you're not going to really suffer from slow page turns and things like that, but you're more concerned about the form and function. And no matter what company you do business with, they have an e-reader and an app for that. So this is the Amazon app. So if you have, say, a Kindle e-reader, anything that you purchase on your e-reader on your account would automatically get synced to the Nexus 7. So if you have purchased, you know, 30, 100 books, all those books will be on here.
So you can see we just did a number of things, as Michael was explaining, that you can do notes, highlights, change your text and all that kind of stuff. Everything we've seen before. I mean, this is the Kindle app, so you're expected to see everything that the Kindle actually has.
Right. Some people say that on a 7-inch tablet, sometimes text gets kind of small, but it's fairly easy to just like increase the size of the text. But it also works in if you want to like switch it to landscape mode. So you're not really limited to a certain perspective. Speaking of landscape mode, one of the things that the Nexus 7 does is that it'll actually put the home screen in landscape mode, and this is something that most tablets don't do.
Right. You see that we are in portrait. You can actually go into landscape mode, and everything before I even finish that sentence, everything changed. The width of this changed. The buttons orientated itself down to the bottom. The bar is now vertical instead of horizontal. It's a lot. This is what the Nexus 7 didn't do when it first came out, but now it does do that after all the updates and all that. So everything does change in the blink of an eye. So you can see that that is a major upgrade.
Okay. So we saw the Kindle app. Well, how does the comic book experience look? Well, we have a comic here.
I know a lot of people say that it's hard to read comics on a 7-inch, but if you really think about all those Archie comics and Sonic comics, I mean, they're all no bigger than a 5 or 7-inch anyway, so it may not be up to the full-sized comics you may be used to, but honestly, it's not really that bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at a traditional print comic, each one of the page is, in essence, almost 7 inches.
Right.
So you're not really detracting a lot, and this is the Comixology's guided view technology. So it could isolate on particular frames, and again, with any of these apps, you can read it in landscape or portrait mode. It's completely up to you. Supports full pinching and zooming. It makes for a pretty good comic reader. I mean,
Right.
It shows you everything that you need to do, although if you look at a page like this, the text is small.
Right.
You know, it's certainly like not like an iPad or a Kindle Fire 8.9
Yeah.
or anything like that, where the text is a little bit bigger.
For
You're
sure.
going to have to pinch and zoom.
Or utilize guided view, and then from there pinch and zoom even. But yeah, you'll find that sweet spot no matter what.
Okay, cool. So now we've looked at that. Well, how do newspapers look? Well, we're going to take a look at one of our favorite apps here, Press Reader.
And we're going to download newspaper here.
All right. So the one thing about Press Readers, they're replicas. So you're going to get that true newspaper experience that when you go to down the store and purchase one, classifieds, obituary, Sunday funnies, everything, even like the local television type things. And you're not going to really find that with a lot of the newspapers that are in essence applications.
So you can see here, oh, that's very sad. The president of Venezuela passed away a couple days ago there. It's terrible, but here is the newspaper experience. You can see full pinch and zoom. Yeah, so on the full screen, you see that the lottery is actually very difficult to read. So if you, oh, that's cool. We'll show that in a sec for sure. So what you can do, pinch and zoom, find that sweet spot. You know what I mean? I mean, it may be unreadable at first, but once you dive in, there's not going to be really a problem.
Yeah, when you any article that allows you to that has that blue on it, you can actually click on it, and you can get sort of that ebook reader
Right.
experience. So you can increase the size of the fonts if you want to. There's like lots of options. You can change the font entirely. They even have functionality where you can actually have the articles read aloud to you. So you know, fairly solid, lots of features. If you're a fan of newspapers, you could really get a really great newspaper experience at the Nexus 7. One of the last things that we want to show you, since we're a Goody Reader, is Zinio. And this is how the magazine experience is going to look as we sort of finish up our e-reader portion of this review. Our Wi-Fi is not the fastest, apparently.
There we go. So you can see here that this is the kind of main beginning stage here. So you can go to automotive, art, entertainment, and once you dive into a magazine here, you can see that here we are. Pinch and zooming is obviously a must for a full page magazine because, as you can see, it's pretty unreadable.
Yeah. I would probably say, just from experience, that if you're a huge fan of magazines, you probably want a larger tablet.
Yeah.
You want, you know, something like the iPad with 9.7 inches, or you want to get the Kindle Fire 8.9, something like larger. So
Right.
Really image-heavy type content like magazines and comic books often are better on larger screens, where on smaller screens, like a 7-inch screen, ebooks, very cool.
Oh, yeah.
More text-based heavy stuff is always better on this type of screen. Same with like watching movies and stuff like that too, which we'll actually wrap this video up in a second and show that to you guys. One of the things we want to show you is how game performs. It's a 7-inch tablet, quad-core. It should play games rather well.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure. We have a Sonic game here, which is a full... oh, nice and loud.
That's all classic.
Ah, yes.
I remember on my Sega Game Gear,
Yeah.
that's how even it loaded up back in the
Genesis,
day.
old school stuff. Once we actually get into the gameplay of this, you'll see that it is live rendering, so... oh, sweet. I can resume from my star post. I won't. I'll start from the beginning.
I bet you didn't start from your star post because it was at the very beginning.
No, no.
You didn't want to be like, oh, I've been playing this for 2 days. And I'm at stage 1.1.
So you can see, even with everything running in the background, which we still haven't closed, it is running pretty much flawlessly.
Now, in studio, it the game looks better probably than it's coming across on video because
Yeah.
it's like a camera on a tablet. The colors are really rich and vibrant.
They are.
So don't be dissuaded if, you know, this doesn't look as great on YouTube.
It's a great game. It's a great tablet. It's really quick. It's actually, the audio is quite good, and it's actually very fluid. And as you can see here, if we just press this button, actually let's turn this into portrait mode, and let's press this button here. You can see that we have every single thing we've ever touched still open, and that game played without any lag whatsoever. So very, very good for gaming, without a doubt. We're going to look at a video here. If we go to Google Play Videos here, we have Ice Age. So we'll just click on that and press play. And it situates in landscape. And we'll give you guys a good look of what this looks and sounds like. Just for the sake of the fingerprints, we're going to microfiber this guy real quick. So let's get to a more colorful scene. There we go. We don't have the microphones right up to the audio, but we assure you it's actually pretty good.
You're lost, aren't you? No, I know exactly where we are. Ask him directions. I don't need directions. Oh, fine, I'll ask him. Hey, buddy, you see any humans go by here?
And once again, with everything running in the background, including Sonic, including Zinio, web browser, Google Play, everything loads instantly, plays smoothly, no lagging whatsoever, no chopping, nothing. It's flawless.
All right, so this is the Nexus 7, and it's a fairly solid tablet.
Right.
And I mean, it's official Google branded. So you can see here, you know, play, music, video, Google Books, Chrome, all of your Gmail type stuff. So if you're heavily invested in a Google ecosystem, this is the perfect tablet. It's super high spec. It's like around $300 for this is the 32 gig
32
version.
gigabyte.
So we paid about $309 for it or so. You can see closing apps, fairly simple. It's a very intuitive 7-inch tablet. You can certainly do a lot more with this than say you could with more tablets that are billed as e-readers, like the Nook, like the Kindle Fire, and things like that. But it's all a matter of what ecosystem you're heavily invested in. I like the freedom of the Nexus 7 because I could pretty well install whatever I want. It's fairly simple, fairly easy. Installing, even if you want to install stuff from outside of Google Play, fairly intuitive.
So all in all, yeah, I mean, I like pretty much a lot of things about this. The form factor is great. Well, actually, you know, one of the things I don't like is just the front. It looks a little bit too cookie cutter, too just normal, black bezel, black screen. Nothing special about it whatsoever. The designs really start to come through on the back with the embossed logo, the perforated kind of leather-esque look to it, and of course, everything that it has to offer on the inside. So, I mean, don't judge it by the cover. Dive in, watch this video, comment on it. You will see it is more than you would expect, and it was more than we expected.
Yeah, totally. I'm really impressed with this. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/goodyreader, for other comparisons in the Nexus 7 versus other popular tablets on the market, and check out our website at goodyreader.com for all the latest news, previews, interviews, and everything else. And for goodyreader.com and a review of the Nexus 7, my name's Michael.
My name is Peter.
Everybody take care.